Hello everyone, welcome. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to create a custom hidden slicer panel for your reports. So now on this particular dashboard, we don't have enough space to actually create slicers, unlike the transactions where we had some space right here to just put our slicers in there. So on the loans now, we are going to create a custom hidden slicer panel. So where we just put all our slicers. So to create that, we'll come to insert, then shapes. Let's insert this rectangle. So then we cover the whole page. So we come to, let me show the format shape. Then our fill, we'll leave it as is. Then we'll reduce the transparency or increase the transparency. So let's see till we can see inside the report a bit. I think this is fine. Then we click out. The next thing we do is and again the outline, I think there's outline there, we off the outline. We don't want to see the shape outline. So we click out. So the next thing is to insert another shape. So the same rectangle. But we'll leave this as dark as this. So just bring it down a bit. Just leave it as is. Click out. Then let me also click on it, the outline. Let me also turn the outline off. Shape outline. So the next thing here is to create a button that we can use to go back. So I'll go to buttons. Let me use this reset. So for this, I'm going to leave the shape outline. I'm just going to change the outline to white or icon. Let me change the icon. So I'll make the icon white. Okay, that's fine. The next stage now is so I click out as usual. Next stage now is to put all the slicers that I want to slice this report by. So I pick a slicer. Let me slice this by month. Oh no, let me use year. Slice this by year, right? Year, then I'll make this, I'll go to general, I'll go to the format, general, then I make this horizontal. This is exactly what I want. Right. Then I copy this. Let me change this to drop down. Then I put my, let me say states. So I'll go to my customer table. Or let me use region. Okay. Region is fine. Copy, paste again. Bring it down here a bit. Okay. And take them downwards a bit. Okay. All right. So for this one, I'll bring something like, let me say segmentation. Okay. I'll select these three slicers and just do some formatting around. The slicer header, I turn it off. The items, so I leave the font color as, okay, let me change the font color to white. For the background color, so I make it exactly the same thing as, so this background I have in here. Then I come to my background of the slicer and turn it off. Okay. All right. So selecting the three slicers, I come to format, I align, distribute vertically just to create equal spacing in between them. So I click out. The next thing I will do is to put some text box around this. So I come to insert text box. Okay. Let's bring this up. Oh, sorry. Move this. Let me do Ctrl Z, takes me back. Click out. Click on the text box. So I move the text box here, for instance. So I call these filters. Ctrl A. I increase this to 14. Center it. So change the font color to white. Then I off the background. So this same one, copy. Oh, sorry. Ctrl C. Okay, click out. Ctrl V. So put this here. Ctrl V again. Bring this here. Ctrl V. I bring this here. So I call this select date, or select year. Select year. Then let me change this to 12. As well. Then I call this select region. Select segment. All right. So I click on. So my slicer panel is ready. It's ready for use. Right. So I come to my selection pane and see and group my slicer panel from the very first image. Okay, from this shape, I hold Ctrl and Shift, start selecting this. I just select the last text box. Okay, let me see. Shape. No, not the shape, this one. Control, this one. So I just, okay, let me select to the top, holding Control. Okay. Oh, just selecting everything. Okay, just by holding Shift, you can actually select this and select everything up there at once, to the top at once. So I right click and I group. Okay, so I change this. Instead of group 1, I call these filters. And I hide it. So everything I've done is gone. So I just hide it here. Then I go to buttons, blank button. Then here, just place it around this icon. So I turn off the outline. Then I create, I think the outline. Let me turn off the icon as well. So I now create a bookmark that will just show this default page. bookmark. I call this I add the bookmark. I call this filter. Let me say filter off. Then I create another bookmark by putting on this my filter. Call this filter. Filter. Yeah. So like I said before, bookmark is like a picture, right? It's a picture. So filter off, filter. So let me do the interaction. For filter off, that is the one that returns the default page. So I'll go to my filter, I click on this back button. So, and let me not call this filter off, let me call it back. Call it back. Back. So I click on this button. I come to action, I turn it on. Type is bookmark, and the bookmark is back. So that should take me back to the report. Say back to report. So that is it. So when I come to this other one, filter. Okay, let me go back. When I come to this button here, I turn the action on. I connect it to filter just to help me bring up the filter panel. That is bookmark, then filter. So this brings up, okay, let me say go to filter panel. Okay. Right. So let's test it out. Let me hide this. Okay, let's test it out. If I come here, if I click on this, okay, this brings the filter panel on. So I can select anything I want to select. Let me say I select 2019. For example, I select North Central. So then I go back. You can see this is changing. That is because the filter is not applying because we've not done something. So I'll come back to my bookmarks. On this back button, I uncheck data. On the filter, I uncheck data. So let's go back and try it out. Bring this up. Then select 2019. Then North Central. Okay, let's look at this. So it works. Nice. So another thing, instead of coming in and out of this filter panel, we are going to create something that helps us just clear all our filters. So to create this, let's bring an image. Have this image, clear filters. So we're also going to create a bookmark to help us achieve this. Okay. So let's go. This is how we will normally turn off our filters. So we have to turn it off one by one. Come here again and clear it here. Okay, or just unselect that particular region here. Come here, unselect platinum. So unselect platinum. Another thing I want to show you in Slicer before we go further, that this background color, I want it to be similar to this background here. So let me go to items, background. I want it to be similar to this. Aha. Yeah. So I didn't select this. This, yes, is the color I want. So at least I can see what I'm selecting now. Okay, so another thing I want to show you is how to activate search. If you want to activate search on Slicer, you need to click on that slicer, come to these three dots here, then click on search. So instead of scrolling, you can just come here and search, just in case you have so many categories in there. So let me go back. So this is our default state. Let me go back. Yeah, so I want to create a bookmark that shows the default states. So I'll come to bookmarks, add, and I'll call this default or clear filters. So any filter you select, so this clears it. So I'll click on this icon here, this funnel icon. Then I'll on the action bookmarks. Then the bookmarks is clear filters. So the two tips, I'll put clear, okay, clear report filters. Okay, that is it. So let's test it. So I'll come to my selection pane. So let me select region here and a segment here. Let me say bronze. So take note that the numbers has changed, 480 for instance. So let's go back. So you can see the numbers of bronze and a region. So to clear these filters now, just need to click here. So we return back to the default stage. So let's hide this. So this is it. Slicer panel, hidden slicer panel, cleared filters, and so we also worked on slicers a little bit. This is all for this lesson, really. I'll see you in the next lesson.